All right. Good afternoon. My name is Mr. Murillo, and what I'm gonna be covering today is gonna be the TEEX 5.3H, which is represent and solve addition and subtraction of fractions with unequal denominators, referring to the same whole using objects and pictorial models and properties of operation. So I'm gonna what the way I'm gonna be doing this TEEX is I'm gonna be solving this word problem using two different methods. One is creating a pictorial model, and the other one is using a T chart. So the word problem reads: Michael has a piece of yarn that is 3/4 of a yard long. He gave his sister a piece that is 5/8 of a yard long. How much yarn does Michael have left? So based on this equation, I can see that Michael started with a piece of yarn that is 3/4 of a yard, and he gave. That's a key word. Is going to be gave his sister a piece that is 5/8 of a yard long. So based on these properties, I know that this equation is going to require subtraction. So the first method I'm going to use is using the pictorial model. So as you recall, he started with 3/4 of a yard, and gave he gave away 5/8. So the way I'm gonna set this up is I'm gonna draw two boxes to represent both equations. Now for the 3/4, I'm gonna draw these horizontally, and for the 5/8, I'm gonna try to separate them as close as I can, represent with 7 lines, so that it represents the eighth. All right. So as you can see, I have fourths here and eighths here, and I want to shade in 3 of them to represent 3/4. Same with these. I'm gonna shade in 5 of them to represent 5/8. Now, what I want to do is to imagine, if you would, I'm gonna overlap these two so that we could come up with what we call the same denominator. So remember, in order to get eighths, I drew 7 lines. So I'm gonna do this to this box. 6, 7, and then this one was just 4. So now if I did this correctly, I should have the same amount of pieces in each box. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. And in this one, I should have the same amount: 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to skip count for this one: 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Now to finish off the equation, I want to count how many pieces are shaded in each box. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. In here, I'm gonna skip count again. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that shaded in, so I have 5, 10, 15, 20. So according to this, 24, here I have 24 out of 32 minus 20 over 32. And remember when we're doing subtraction, we subtract the numerator. So here I'm coming up with a total of 4 as my numerator. And when we're adding a subtraction, the denominator stays the same. So here I'm coming up with 4 over 32. So that's how we use a pictorial model to come up with a common denominator. And then we subtract across and we have 4 over 32. Now another method that we could use is coming with what we decided the least common multiple. And that's going to be creating a t-chart. So I'm going to bring my numbers again. 3 4s minus 5 8s. So to set this up, what I want to do is I'm going to create a t-chart. Here I'm going to have, what we're going to do is bring down our denominators. And we're just going to start listing the multiples. So we start with 1. So 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 2 is, 4 times 3 is 12. And 4 times 4 is 16. Now I'm going to stop here. And if we need to, we can come back and just keep on multiplying. So now we're going to do it with 8. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. And 8 times 4 is 32. So now what I want to do is I want to look to see if I could find the first number that I see in common. And the first number I see in common, well, the number I see in common is going to be 8 and 16. But remember, we're looking for the least common multiple. So here in our example, it's going to be 8. So then here I have 3 4s. Bring down my 5 8s. And I have to see how is 3 4s, how can I convert 3 4s into something over 8? How are they equivalent? Something over 8. Now if you recall, 4 times 2 equals 8. So what I do at the bottom, I have to do at top. So then I multiply the top. So here 6 8. And here is basically the same equation. So I just, 8 times 1 is 8, and anything times 1 is going to be the same number. So here what I basically have is 6 8 minus 5 8s. Remember, subtract across. 6 minus 5 is 1. Denominator stays the same. And then just so you can see why the answer is 4. Here I have 4 over 32 and 1 over 8. Is because if I reduce this, 4 divided by 4 is going to be 1. 32 divided by 4 is going to be 8. So essentially I come up to the same conclusion. Thank you for your time, and this is how to solve a word problem using 2 different methods that involves an equation with two different denominators.